Modern Mahjong is back. Today on our YouTube video, we're discussing rules, best practices, and etiquette when exchanging a joker. Mahjong Made Easy is the official instruction book of the National Mah Jongg League. The most recent edition was published in 2022, and we're expecting that they'll be publishing a new one in the next coming year. Mahjong Made Easy provides rules regarding joker exchanges. It is recommended that a player never touch another player's tiles. The player should first announce that an exchange is to be made. The replacement tile should be handed to the player whose rack contains the joker, and then that player makes the exchange and hands the joker to the other player. Please note, in this video, we are not discussing the proper order for exchanging a joker. We've dealt with that on other visuals, but just keep in mind, make sure it is your turn before you do a joker exchange. If you exchange a joker before you pick a tile from the wall or claim a discard, your hand is dead. You don't have enough tiles on your rack. Moving along. The rules that we just discussed talk about the word recommend. So why are these best practices to follow these recommendations? There's no penalty if you touch another player's tiles, and there's no specific penalty if you don't first announce an exchange is to be made. So we're going to give some examples of why these are best practices. Let's say player A replaces a joker on player B's rack. They're looking and they think they have 9 cracks exposed, and they give them a 9 crack to exchange the joker, or they think they have 6 cracks exposed and they give them a 9 crack, but they have the wrong tile. Let's say player B puts a 6 crack on the rack and the 9 cracks are exposed and no one notices at the time. There's no penalty for player A for putting the wrong tile there. However, later, when it's discovered that player B has an exposure with mismatching tiles, player B's hand is dead. Mahjong is a looking and listening game, and both players need to make sure, or actually especially player B needs to make sure, that the exposure is correct. So that's why it's best practices not to touch another player's tiles. Why is it best practice to first announce a joker exchange? Mahjong's not a race, but you do want to close the window for a prior discard to be called. One of the ways is by initiating a joker exchange. So if you pick a tile from the wall and you remember that 2 dot, there's an exposure that has jokers, and you pick a 2 dot, by saying the word exchange, you're closing that window for somebody to call the prior discard, and you're preventing it from being claimed. Finally, let's talk about etiquette. Mahjong is a game of friendship and charity. Where you stand on the etiquette of exchanging a joker from your own rack depends on whether you think it is fair game or if you think it should be announced. There's pretty divisive issue on this. There's no specific rule in Mahjong Made Easy. It only recommends that you announce when you exchange from another player's rack. So where's the guidance for playing on your own rack? In 2023, the league issued in their bulletin that they felt it is a courtesy to do so since it makes the game run more smoothly. As we said, Mahjong is a game of friendship, fairness, and charity, and it is not intended to have players take actions without noticing. Announcing a joker exchange prevents any future appearance of impropriety. Let's say everybody knows that player A has 4 2 dots with 2 jokers, and then all of a sudden later the jokers are gone. By exchanging it on your own rack, it keeps everything out in the open. However, there is disagreement, and it is supported by the rules. Other players believe it is a strategic move to remain silent when you do a joker exchange from their own rack, and there is no rule prohibiting this. So we'd love to know your thoughts. What do you think? Are you team I announce my own jokers by saying lucky me or look what I got? Or do you remain quiet if you're able to exchange your own joker? We'd love to hear your thoughts either under the YouTube video or come join us on Facebook. Our group is Mahjong Community. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the video and have a great day, and we hope you get all the tiles that you need for a winning hand.